Hello, everybody! Today I'm going to be jamming some Arena Cube. Probably just one draft. I took a brief look at what we've got in the card pool right before going live, and my eyes kind of glazed over a little bit, not gonna lie. So we're off to a great start, and I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong. Um, let's get going, crack some packs, and probably go 0-3, having fun the whole time. Oh, free Shavakadu. Alrighty. So looking at this, what do we want out of this? Camille can be fun, but I think it's probably a bit over the top. That seems pretty good for White Weenie with Battle Cry. Not familiar with pretty much any of the Alchemy cards. Okay. Okay, cute little pairing thing. I take it there's probably two of them. Everheart. Okay, that seemed pretty good for White Weenie. Actually, really good for White Weenie. And then Fable seems good in a lot of different things. I think I like just taking Fable as a good value card, because I am here to draft a fair deck that does nothing. Okay, Archangel, kind of fun. Another good sort of White Weenie value card. Get a little aggressive with some hand attack and some flying. Could go for sort of a low to the ground Rakdos. Only if they lose life. Good removal. Demonic Tutor, that's aggressive. Feels like kind of good value pairing with Fable. Or maybe go for something more Boros. Let's look at Rakdos maybe. Forge Fire Automaton. 3-2. Beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card with power less than Forge Fire Automaton's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. That perpetually becomes equal to the automaton's power. So you can't over and over recur things, but the things you get back become bigger. That's kind of sweet. Legion War Boss is always pretty cool. This prototypes as a 3-2, so get back some of our smaller things. And for black, I like that value engine. I'd love the War Boss, but I think let's try out the Forge Fire since I never play with Alchemy cards. Inquisition, really good for sort of the type of stuff we're doing. Forge is really fun and I like a whole lot. Okay, get some free lightning bolts in the deck is sweet. Kolaghan's Command does a whole lot. Ophiomancer, pretty sweet. Creature of the Schism, probably a little slow, but good value. Suspect Forge might wheel. Inquisition or Kolaghan's are probably our best bets. I think I go with Inquisition because there's a chance that we don't go red and Inquisition just fits in a lot of places. Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards for each non-land card. So make a bunch of tokens go wide and can do that from the graveyard. Baral is gross. Zealous Conscripts. In control of target permanent until end of turn. Okay. Sir Ginger, 3-1. Okay. Could be good. and a nice recurrent threat. I kind of like the recurring threat. Let's go for that. Jaya. Removal, so sort of a go wide red walker. No black cards. I think we're pretty well committed to black, maybe not to red, but I don't think any of these pair well with the other ones we've got so far. And that just pumps out tokens. Get some card advantage, can be removal. Sure, I'll try that out. Ooh, Monastery Mentor. Gorgeous. Swarm Saboteur. So conjure actual cards, which we could get back with the Forge Fire Automaton. Be funny. Flames of the Firebrand, decent burn spell. Siege Gang Commander. Lots of tokens, plus some reach. I think we're trying to keep a little more on the cheap end. Maybe we aren't. Jadar is pretty good, especially with the conscript. Sure. Let's take a Jadar. Collective Defiance. Ooh, Stalactite Stalker. That does require it, it doesn't trigger off Jadar, but could be good. Works with the Cult Conscript. Removal spell. And some damage. Let's just go, like, cheap and aggressive plus value. No, I don't want the censor in any world. Let's try out Stalactite Stalker. Back to the start. Herborg Scavengers. Okay, attack their graveyard and maybe get some value as the creature. Don't think we're using any of these, so probably take the land. I like something that can be a man land. In case we see any really sweet blue. Oh, cool, that can be a mana war and some stuff. Only end. Seems like versatile removal. We wield the command. That feels pretty sweet. I mean, there's a lot of value there, but it's not like immediate card advantage. And I think we can take a Surge Injure. Seems nice and aggressive. I think we're more likely to play the Lauren than the Spell Queller, but not super likely in any case. Hack 2. Mural is sweet, but not for our deck. Go for the Throat, some really solid removal. Junji, I like, but kind of high cost for us. Meat Hook Massacre is such a good card, but I think we do not want to be wrathing the board. So, probably just a nice aggressive go for the throat. Toxrill. Definitely more expensive than we're looking for. So, Godric can be nice and aggressive. Oh, Bloodbraid Elf. Hell yeah, Cascade. Chandra can be pretty good. Lily, I don't think we want to be discarding. Mishra's Command. Okay. Sorcery Speed Fireball. But it can do stuff to creatures and planeswalkers. And Jaya could copy it. Yeah? think that's probably better than Godric for now. Larg. Open your library until you feel non-legendary, non-land card. Okay, so a 2/2 that rummages and can go digging for stuff. There's also just a swift spear. I don't think we're necessarily that kind of aggressive. I mean, we are not mono red aggressive, so I think Plarg probably fits better and hits a lot of the stuff we've got. Here he's Warcrafting. 5 damage to a creature, planeswalker, or battle. And then some potential card advantage. Contempt just gets rid of something. Rankle. Flying Haste can really get in there. Knight of the Ebon Legion, I think, is really sweet. Sort of in keep with some of our more aggressive end of the deck. But I love just getting that exile. Just deal with a problem. Ooh, Gaunty and Perforos's Intervention. So, another Fireball. I think we're good with the Mishras, but Gaunty is nice, and we can get back with the Forge Fire Automaton, even if it's prototyped. So I like that for some value. Lily the Last Hope? Probably not. Crucius, Titan of the Waves. Beginning of your end step, you may discard a card. If you do, create a treasure token and choose Ambitious or Expedient. Choose Ambition. You Seek, which is find it, sort of Hearthstone, go find it type dealio. Okay. So, lets you grab some other stuff. Or a 2/2 Trampler. I think I like this more. I don't like the... Don't know how to feel about the Seek, I guess. Okay, lets us cycle a card and deals 3 damage, a nice recurrent threat, or a fetch land. I think it might be the fetch land go alongside our Stalactite Stalker. And just make sure, since we've got a fair bit of weird double stuff. I think I like that. Sedgemoor Witch, or Judith. We've got some cool recurrent stuff. We do have a fair bit of triggers from Magecraft. I guess I think we go with the Witch, because I don't know if we've actually got a lot of stuff going wide at the moment. I will take a late Junji. We can have a little bit of top end. It's allowed, as a treat. Don't think we're playing any of these, so I guess something in case we want a white splash. Same thing here. That's 2 lands that would work well with a white splash. Unfortunately, can't fetch them with the Mire. Don't think Intrepid Adversary is good as a splash, so we'll take the Ginger Brute, in case we need that. Wedding Announcement. Don't think we're splashing it, but we could. Anguished Unmaking might be a splash. And I think a Hive works. Okay. Don't think we're a burn deck. Might just be Dragon Skull Summit for some more fixing. Choose a card revealed this way. Player discards the card. Okay. So a Thoughtseize that can work on an empty hand, sort of. Yeah, I mean, some efficient removal, but I'm gonna take the land. Shivan Devastator. Another fireball, but a creature-based one. Does not work well with the Forge Fire Automaton, unfortunately. Devil's Play. There's a lot of fireballs in this cube. Um, I mean, that's pretty good, but I think a scalable flying haste creature is probably better. Don't think we're a breach deck. Magma Opus, we probably aren't either. Fight with Fire. Okay, could be big finisher spell and some decent removal, or a high-end nuke a bunch of stuff. Get some stuff back. I mean, good value, but I like the removal that can just be 10 to the face potentially. Okay. Cut to ribbons. Good removal with some extra reach. Young Peasy. Actually goes pretty well with the Sedgemoor Witch and a lot of our removal, I think. I like that one. Unholy Heat. Okay, more removal. Deadly Dispute for some card draw. Or big old scalable Serpent. I think I actually like the Serpent. A Krenko King Street or Tin Street Kingpin. I like that. Can make a board if we don't have one. Searing Blood. And Darcy. Don't know if we're going to be hitting Delirium. I like this as basically a free land include. Ooh, Falconwrath Aristocrat. Can use some of those tokens we're making. Although I don't think any of them are humans. Yeah. Undercity Plunder, I've seen before the couple of times I've done alchemy-ish things. I like stealing stuff from their deck. Maybe for that blue splash that we're totally going to find at the end here. Devil's Play will probably replace the Mishra's command. Sure, Magma Opus. Brutality, or I think we go with the cut to ribbons. Talian's Throne Guard, okay, cool fairy stuff, sure. No one's doing any sort of flicker shenanigans. And repeal, okay. So, what do we cut? This is certainly an interesting little Rakdos thingamahoozit. Very much on the cheap end. I do think we can get away since we kind of top out at 4 for the most part. I think we can absolutely get away with cutting a mountain and just calling the Shatter Skull passing. Where did that end up? Shatter Skull Passage. I did take it, didn't I? Oh, right up here. Shatter Skull Smashing, I think we just count as a land. So, assuming we do that. Okay, so returns, then all of our fireballs. Yeah, I think we cut Mishra's Command. I think as a sorcery, I don't think it's the versatility we want, even though it can help us dig. Devil's Play, I think, is a lot of good reach. I want to try out Ayara's Oath Sworn. Actually, we should. Is that? Oh, how do you do the separate out? It's been forever. Hmm. I'm going to look that up. Separate out creatures. MTG Arena Draft. It has been a long, long time. T creature? Okay. I was just trying to shortcut, I guess. So, alright. We do have more creatures than I thought. Hmm. Fight with Fire might not really actually be that good. Cut the Ribbons, I think, is nice. Let's ditch the Fight with Fire, I think. Oh, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Okay, just click it. Hmm. Plarg is a little underwhelming, I think. So, so non-legendary, non-land, because there's a decent chance we hit removal on accident when we don't want it. Hmm. Probably also ditch the Serpent, is probably not all that good. Stalactite Stalker is probably also kind of bad. Hmm. So, what are things that we're actually going to ditch? Might be getting rid of Sir Ginger. We aren't going to be losing artifacts. Yeah, actually, let's get rid of Sir Ginger. And I think that Young Pyromancer and Sedgemoor Witch, we've got a lot of spells that we can make that work with. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, kinda sorta. I think that's good. And then if we prototype the Forge Fire, we get back Gaunty, Krenko, Gaunty, Krenko, Urborg, Young Peasy, Spell Spear, Jadar, Oathsworn, Conscript, Stalker. So yeah, most of our deck. Um, so not the Witch, the Devastator doesn't make sense, and not Junji. So I really like that. And if we play it for more, we can do some silly things with Junji and the like. We don't have a way to make it bigger to recycle a few times, which would be fun, but yeah, I like this. I think this can do some silly things. So, that in mind, let's give it a whirl, see if we can do some silly fair value things and dirt people out. Visidrek. Okay. Mono black land hand with nothing to do with it early. I think that is absolutely a mulligan. This, we've got a bit more variety, and I think more stuff to do. I think we get rid of the Jadar. I think is probably just going to be too slow. Alright, let's lead with a swamp, and then we can summit. I honestly don't know the counterspells, so let's run out an Oathsworn and find out. Try and get that train rolling. Plus we can Forge Fire it back and a number of other things. But if they don't do anything, I think we might just try plundering. If they do kill it, then I think we Forge Fire. Okay, young Pyromancer. Ooh, okay. We could also get the Scavengers rolling. I think that's pretty decent, because we can exile their fetch, and it becomes a 3/3. Okay, feels like they've probably got something going on, so let's start off with plundering and see what we get. Show us what you've got. So discard one land, and I conjure a land. Unfortunate. On the bright side, Scavengers will get to eat their land. I did not know it could conjure a land. That's a little depressing. Okay. So they can double block. Oh, lovely. It's doing some weird stuff with what it's showing, but I think they're double blocking the Scavengers, and I think we can live with that. I think I'm more concerned about getting rid of Pyromancer, but I did not need to worry. Okay. Shatterskull Smashing should be nice for clearing some stuff out. And I think we can hold off on the Automaton, because that's on a beginning of upkeep basis, so let's keep them guessing. Okay. Jeskai make us sad. Say hello to my little friend. He's prototyped. He's a little guy. Am I going to exile something or just checking it out? We are kind of running out of resources against them. Alright. I think we get rid of their Aftermath spell. I like the Stalactite Stalker. Let's smash in. We're getting clicked? Cleaked? A little sad to trade it off, but we got some good value by returning the scavengers. And the Stalker gets to grow. Play out the Vantage. And I think we absolutely just hold on to the smashing until we need it. Oh, whoop! Did not realize I had priority because of the Stalker. Smash in. Let's get rid of their Pyromancer. Spell Queller. Okay. So just... Oh no, but it has Menace, so we're good for now. Is that the saddest Spell Queller? Yeah, it has Menace. Oh no, okay. That's not a... It's not a good way for that to go down. I think I do still run out the IRS, although they might just get me with some sort of wrath. Might have all been an elaborate ploy. Okay. Deals with it quite exactly. And get Lutri into hand. Fortunately, my Menace should smash through just fine. I think we hold the mountain, since we can play it next turn. I guess there are technically situations in which, because that's 2, 5, so we could, they play out some big bunch of stuff that would and then we drew a land that would push us over being able to get the double value from the Shatter Skull smashing. Okay. Lutri has Flash. Jaya does not let us kill the Queller. So I think we do just try killing the Queller. Just pay 3, Zod it. See what they've got. Counter it, alrighty. Then we can trade one of these for one of theirs. I'll go ahead, because yeah, they flash in Lutri. Then probably block the Oath Sworn, yep. And I think we killed the Spell Queller. So we're more concerned about that toughness. And the flying. Okay, what are they snapping back? Okay. Exile our Stalker, unfortunate. Will they stabilize at 1, or will we draw any of our lovely reach spells? Unfortunately, Magecraft does not trigger off Planeswalkers, but we can play out quite a good defense. Third Path Iconoclast. Okay. They've got a lot of Pyromancers, and that's going to be game. They don't have anything they can do to prevent just fireballing their face. We have 7, so we'll go for the full 6. Alrighty. First game, feeling good. Man with lovely Davriel avatar. What a charming, charming man. Okay, we've got Meyer and Shatterskull, which gives us access to everything but Gonti and Krenko. I think this is keepable. We might be paying some life to get out an early Pyromancer, but this gains us back that life, and we can even redraw the swamp, which is awfully sweet of it. Let us go searching for... I think we go for a black source so that we can get Gonti, and then we play out the Oathsworn, and then we can get down Pyromancer or Krenko next turn. Deal with the Oathsworn. I think we absolutely pay the life. And that gives us access to Kolaghan's command, or, barring that, Krenko, but this gives us options if they try and pull something in combat. Ooh, okay. That makes me kind of nervous, but we can rebuild with the Pyromancer, I think. So, we'll run it out. Got a Wrath. They do have 4 colors. Everything but green, so decent access to Wraths. Oh, stealing our Oathsworn? That's mighty rude. Would have loved a land there. But I think we just Lonely End, and actually we can do that in response, or on their turn. But they might do some stuff. I don't think we're going to be responding to other things, so let's get that out of the way. If we can draw another land, ideally a red source, I think we're cruising. Okay. I think we've still got plenty of options here. Alright, counter the Krenko ability. That is a sorcery, unfortunately. We could just kill the Tidebinder and make them discard, or get back our Oathsworn. I think it's actually better get back our Oathsworn. To keep up the pressure, and this keeps our Krenko, so I like that quite a bit. And even if they do have a Wrath here, they're in a slightly awkward spot. Since we do have a follow-up. Even if it's a Sunfall, we can cut it. Although they may not flip it. Or they concede. Alrighty. Making it work with pretty much just the 3 lands. New Superman 01. As opposed to the old Superman 01. Stalker, Spell Spear. Oh, hello. How's it going? Good to see you popping in. Okay. Get a one-time boon, so Boros. I'm killing it? Why, thank you. Um, Unfortunately, I'm probably not actually going to kill it for a while yet. Although they'll kill mine. Unfortunately prophetic. Okay, like the summit. um, Spell Spear is somewhat decent. Very sad to see the Stalker go. Oh no. Never attacks. Conjure a duplicate of another non-token attacking creature. Oh, you... I didn't see any chats, so didn't know. Oh, glad you've been enjoying. So, fun little thing that you don't have much context for. With Magic Arena, with the gray guy, I don't know what you mean by the gray guy. I'll have to ask at another point. But you liked him. That's honestly a very reasonable reason to choose a lot of cards. Enters the battlefield. On-token creature you control gains double team. Double team is... Wow, so they get a lot of value off that? Yeah, I think we just need to kill it. So this is somewhat interesting. So on Arena, there are a number of digital-only cards, which are typically referred to as Alchemy cards, because they were from a expansion. They made their own format that works with them called Alchemy. And I typically play Arena more for the trying to replicate some of the online, some of the in-person experience. So I am not very familiar with a lot of the Alchemy cards. I don't look at them. So, like the Ulder Ravengard Marshal Alchemy card, not familiar with it. Most of them have the little like A arena set symbol, but that's from like a Dungeons and Dragons expansion that they brought as the thing that I was just saying. Alchemy, there we go. Sedgemoor Witch adds more value when we play these, but if I flip the Spell Spear, I think I just lay down the Sedgemoor Witch, because I don't think I actually want to attack into those quite yet. This way I can make some little 1/1s to block with. Oh, Welcoming Vampire. Card Advantage Engine. Yep, no blocks. Okay, Hive enters tapped, but I can try to Devil's Play for 3 to kill the vampire. They sacrifice their Selfless Spirit, so kills that, but I kind of need to actually get... Or I could just suck it up and command this turn. I probably do that. Oh, actually, no, I absolutely do that, because then I can get back the Stalker for an extra blocker. Yeah. Or I could make them discard. Let's make them discard. give them fewer options. Yep. And doesn't counter it because... Or I don't think it counters it. It might counter it. Because there's a... Nope, it's not. They're resolving. There are some cards where if they've got 2 targets, it needs both of the targets to be valid in order for the spell to resolve. So you can essentially counter it simply by making one of the targets invalid. I do want to hit in this turn, I think. It's risky, certainly. But I don't think I'm winning if I hold back. Alright. I guess it was. I should have just held back the Spell Spear because it was indestructible. Sloppy plays. Oh no, and they make their entire team bigger. That's bad. But I am not, at the moment, dead. Okay, Mire will lose me a life, but I'll get back a token and I can kill their adversary. I guess I don't need to actually use the Mire this turn, and I can play Jadar, and it only takes 2. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be fine. Everything's okay. I need to leave back plenty of blockers, so... Pass. They only need 1 damage to do me in. Oh, when you say the gray guy, Noodles, was that when I was picking my avatars? Or when I was drafting cards? I realize you might have been talking about the avatars. Like, instead of my little Mr. Obnixilis. Rip apart, deal 3 damage. Seems fair. Okay, go for the throat is nice. Okay. Oh man. That's actually really good that I drew that, because I can't flash back the Devil's Play, because I need to pay the 1 life, or the Bloodstained Mire to get another red source, which would kill me. So, phew! Let's attack with my lovely little zombie, because it's free. Consistent threat card and 2 reds that matched with something already in my deck. I hate that that's not ringing a bell, but I will go back through the VOD of this, look at the draft, and try and find... Well, I want to know what it is now, I'm curious, so I will go back and look to try and find it. Because it's going to bother me otherwise. Steel Seraph! Oh no, okay. Getting a combat turn, flying vigilance. Oh no! Okay. Unfortunately, this simply kills the man, because they will be able to give one of their creatures flying, and I have no flying blockers, so it just soars over all of my creatures, trying desperately to understand the concept of being slightly taller. For shame. Ruined am I. I will say, compared to a normal draft, I am a lot more fine losing in Cube, because normal drafts, when you enter into them on Arena, you get to keep all of the cards. They add to your collection. It's a good value proposition. Cube is slightly cheaper, and you keep none of these cards because they're very powerful, and that would be quite silly. So you play Cube for the fun of playing Cube and seeing goofy things happen. Exactly. Um, this is a lot of red and mostly black, so not a good match. This gives us both and some stuff to work towards. This is basically a land. That's why we're playing it. So I can play 1-drop and the Cult Conscript, play that in tapped, and then go from there. Yeah. I think probably pitch the command and just rely on Conscript, Automaton, and some good value. Thank you much. Stay safe closing up the store. Don't get mauled by some sort of raccoon when you take out the garbage. Bye. Take a little peek at what you're doing. Okay. So they won't have a huge amount of action going on for a while. Oh, until I draw them something. Alrighty. Good, good. Yep. Crushing my bones. And it's even a skeleton. It's appropriate flavor-wise. My bones absolutely pulverized. Did not want to discard. Alrighty. I think I get the Fable cooking. This will let us pitch at least one land and dig for something that might do more. No blocks. I like the go for the throat. I think we pitched the Bloodstained Mire. Stalactite Stalker. Yeah, get that growing. And then go for the throat. We take some damage, but we will survive. And get a treasure. Sure, sure. We'll trade that way. We can even get the conscript back. Nice. Flip that. Suppose we could have... Actually, I probably shouldn't have, because then I could have played the automaton as a 4/5. I'll still prototype it. Running with that. And probably lose miserably, but not entirely miserably, because I've had some good fun here. I just had big stuff. Because I imagine they play a Chandra this turn. Hellrider. Sick. Sure. Let's really try and get rid of Inti. There's the Chandra. Wrath my board or just kill? Nope. Just try and be inevitable. It's not a bad call. Because that's going to be, for sure, 3 damage represented. Yeah, I do probably just all-out attack and try and... maybe I should have aimed for them, but otherwise they just Wrath and for sure win. Really need something that will gain back life. Oh, yep. Because Den of the Bugbear. I was doomed no matter what. Dun dun dun. I have been burned to a crisp. Sick. Alrighty. Workable hand. Probably lead with the smashing tapped. Avoid that 3 life being paid. And of course, draw some lands. I think we just try and get cooking with the spell, or Oathsworn? Oathsworn. Okay. Yeah, let's Inquisition and Spell Spear. So let's see if they've got something scary. They do have some scary stuff, but at least it will take a little while. That is quite sad, though. Oh, and they drew a removal spell. Oh, my heart. Lana and Elena can't get anything immediately. Okay, we can exile our own stuff to prevent the Nantuko Slicer, maybe? The Animist destroys. Yikes. Okay. Yep. Let's just try and go big. That way we can get double prowess trigger. And sail right on over, plus the ward. Helps keep it safe. Man, whiffing on an Inquisition. Quite sad. Whiffquisition. Another great Inquisition target. For shame. Lonely End should help us deal with the Nissa. Or honestly, even the Forge if that becomes too much of a problem. I think we get rid of our own Inquisition so they can't take it. Yep, only smack on in. The Dracosaur could be a problem. Okay, Slicer. Get a copy of our Ayara. But we can... Oh no, next turn we can Kulligan's command, kill the Slicer and the Forge. Oh ho ho ho. That feels good. Okay. That wraps it on up. I feel like there were options there. Zeromancer. Is that basically a null mage? Badump crash. Okay. Sure. We'll start with the Bloodstained. You know, go fetch a land, slightly decrease the chances of flooding. The only reason to play fetch lands. Definitely. Oh. I think you kill the Cobra. Right? It's like bolting the bird. Gotta kill the Cobra. I'd like to advance our own plans, but that seems terrifying to me. Okay. Nice, we get to double spell. I think we do Pyromancer and Stalker. And then next turn it's Jaya. Get some value and pop off with Plunder and Spell Spear. Okay. 4/4.
I came to talk, but if you'd rather fight, bring it on. You're no match for my students.
Might have been a Spell Spear Plunder turn instead. But I like distracting them. making some monks. Luris, okay. Oh, an Illuminarch Aspirate. Oh man. I think we jump with it's just at oh no, it is at Jaya. Not having the arrows is quite bad, but yeah, I think we jump.
You're not putting me in the ground.
Keep her alive. Make it a little bit more complicated for him next turn. Lots of land. Plunder them.
The experience will do you good.
A knight. And we get a plains. Oh, that's. I honestly thought. I was really under the impression that it was a non-land card. That. That's a much worse card than I thought it was. I think that we simply lose to big old Stone Coil. Because even Go for the Throat doesn't actually kill it, does it? And they're just getting a lot of value with Luris. Looks like a sweet deck. Ours was also pretty sweet, but I suspect we will be parting ways with it. I don't know if I've got my mic threshold tuned correctly, but if you were able to hear that, that was, in fact, you hearing the sound of a man's soul leaving his body.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I could, cut the Luris. Hey, cut the Luris. Yeah, I think I do cut the Luris. I just don't think that I'm getting a whole lot else done, because even if I attack in, it just gets eaten by the Stone Coil. And I don't think a Fireball is going to outpace. Oh man, has my Untapped not been running this entire time? I'm very sorry if that's the case. Don't think we block this turn. Oathsworn, not really all that great right now. Yeah, I don't think we have any response. I will simply Say, the better part of Valor? Well, I think that will do it for today. We got one draft in, had a respectable 50% win rate, had some fun, did some cool stuff, dirted some folks out, and got absolutely bamboozled by some very powerful things. Well, thank you folks for watching. I'll wrap up the stream, but you'll see me come online, testing, hopefully getting Untapped GG working again. Thank you all for dropping in. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.